All right, the stopwatch has started on the Washington Capitals. The last team in the insane Metro Division, which is always insane.
If you... Sorry.
Please.
I was gonna say, the Washington Capitals are probably the only team that did basically nothing this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, leave it alone. Listen,
I totally disagree.
the Capitals are, this is interesting that Steve says it, the Capitals are always division winning good in the regular season, but that sometimes translates in the playoffs. Obviously, they won a cup. Usually gets them to the second round, but not much further. And, of course, the core of greats are going to be back. Ovi, Kuzi, Backstrom, Oshie, Tom Wilson, Carlson, Orlov. They also have a great young core of goalies. Samsonov. He needs to have a better year.
Should be better.
Vanishek was claimed by Seattle, and Washington liked him so much that they fired a third-round pick at Seattle to get him back.
Imagine you play with Ovechkin, go to an expansion team, and find out you get to continue playing with Ovechkin.
That's kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
And
you know you're valued.
What don't you like about the Capitals?
Yeah. As a Leaf fan, you have to understand. Capitals fans should understand more than any. Before you got your cookies with the Stanley Cup in 2018, I am damaged. The playoffs have damaged me. And I look at them since they won the Stanley Cup, and they've been garbage in the playoffs. They've been garbage. So I look at them changing nothing, and I go, well, that's bad, actually. Now, you're probably talking about the fact that they didn't trade Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Yes, especially that.
That's fine.
There was a window here where it looked like the Capitals might fire off Kuznetsov somewhere and then maybe also get rid of Backstrom and just do this completely different forward group and have an overhaul of their championship winning team. But they didn't do that, and everything is still around. And we can't forget that this team that they didn't touch is very successful in the regular season.
It is a great regular season team. Maybe you figure we do have championship DNA and we can maybe acquire a guy or two at the deadline. With regards to Kuzi, like he has to be better. Has to. There also needs to be trust rebuilt there. But the best practice, the solution with a player who makes big money like that at that age, because he's really not that old, is always to keep them.
29, yeah.
And rehabilitate them.
And when we look back at the Capitals' last two seasons, it was a whole bunch of drama this past year because we thought Kuzi was going to be traded. There was two separate COVID incidents. And then we go back to the previous season. And the story coming out of the bubble was that the Washington Capitals didn't want to be in the bubble.
Yeah, they just didn't want to play.
This is a problem. Like you're seeing, and like Ovechkin screaming at, I think it was Samsonov in last year's playoffs, or maybe it was Vanacek? It was one of the young goalies.
Not good.
It wasn't Craig Anderson. You don't scream at him.
So is this a team with a bunch of internal issues not internal, but locker room issues that can solve them just by winning?
Winning? That's the solution?
Yeah.
Here, let me get on the phone to Brendan Shanahan and tell him to tell the Leafs just to win. Hey, guys, I figured out the solution to all the losing that we're doing, and it's winning. We simply need to win.
Brian McClellan just says, hey, I didn't touch this roster. Go back out there. Win in the regular season as you always do.
Simply.
Kuzi will be happy again. The old guys won't yell at the young guys. You'll actually want to play hockey because the COVID protocols are dropped because you're all vaccinated. Maybe they have a great year.
Maybe. All the things. The Metro is the division I'm prepared to be the most wrong about. And it's consistently the most thrilling. But the guys who have made it the most thrilling are getting old. Ovechkin is getting old. Backstrom, Oshie, Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Giroux, all the guys who have been there for so long. Oh boy, they're on the back nine.
On the Backstrom situation, he suffered a hip injury, I guess, that bothered him right up until like the end of the season last year. And now he is not playing, and they don't even know when he's going to be back on the ice.
Is that really?
Yeah, he's rehabbing this to start the season, and so they don't even have a timetable. So
that's probably not insignificant in Kuznetsov staying.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that.
And Hendricks Lapierre and Connor McMichael, I guess, have been really pushing so that they can try to make the squad to begin.
I like McMichael with Team Canada. I did.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's a good young player.
I just love the name Hendricks Lapierre. What a name.
It is a good name.
Moly. It's going to be interesting to see some new guys come up from the Capital system. When was the last time we really, occasional like goalies and stuff like that, and Nate Schmidt, but really, the Capitals core has been the Capitals core for like a decade.
Forever. And it's been good.
Really good. And what a cup.
Yeah.
It's been good. I'm just so disenchanted with how they've been in the playoffs since they won the cup that it's difficult for me to look at them as a contender. And then I'm going to tell you that I have them making the playoffs.
Hannah, how much of that, though, was goaltending that sort of fell off?
Braden Holtby.
It was definitely some, but like we talked about the Pittsburgh Islanders series, and goaltending cost them that series.
Yeah.
Washington just wasn't very good.
Both years.
Both years. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. And now, but do you think Samsonov, do you think, like, are these guys ready? Are they going to take this over? Because really, if this Capitals team gets good goaltending, it's pretty tough to stop them.
Yes, but does their development line up with what the Capitals are trying to do?
Interesting.
That's an interesting
okay,
decision.
so you got Samsonov's 24. Vanacek is 25. You would hope that they're there.
Yeah, goalies take forever, though. Oh. That's a tough one. And Samsonov, I mean, they drafted him first round like a while ago. I kind of wonder if that's a sneaky trade.
Interesting.
I wonder if it's a sneaky
like a Samsonov. He's the one that's
Well, they're not trading Vanacek. They just got him back.
Right. And he's owed a big deal at the end of the season RFA, but he's a goalie who's very good and young, so he's going to get a huge payday.
I kind of wonder if that's a sneaky trade, because if he is not the guy, for most teams it wouldn't make sense to trade him, but you're the Washington Capitals and you only got so many years of Alex Ovechkin.
Looking at their cap friendly as well, beyond Karlsson and Orlov, who are the two highest paid defensemen, you've got Schultz, Jensen, and Kempny. All of them are up in the next season or two. Schultz and Kempny are actually up after this year. Nick Jensen another year after that. I mean, this could be massive turnover year for them. This could be on the defense side. Last hurrah for this particular group of defensemen. Obviously, the forwards are going to be around a lot longer.
Yeah.
The good news with the Washington Capitals is, like, who doesn't want to play there?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you know, we were all there or Jesse and I were there for a basketball game, like playoff basketball game. Washington's a great place to play. It's fun.
Oh, I wish I could have came.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So I think, still up front, you know, you've got Anthony Mantha, who's going to be, you think, rejuvenated. I wonder what kind of energy he brings to the lineup, along with Lars Eller playing a little bit higher in the lineup, seeing more ice time, being a pain in the ass. Tom Wilson running people over. We talked about it in the Rangers, the Rangers 10 minutes, but that first Rangers Capitals game is going to be unbelievable.
Oh, definitely 100%. I thought you mentioned Mantha there. Just getting back to the Vrana trade was so weird.
Surprising.
That early returns where the Capitals lost, right? So Mantha needs to be much better.
And he's getting paid a lot, $5.7 million.
Yeah.
It's no
I pulled up
fee.
the cap friendly as well, and there's a lot of big long deals. Yeah. And most of that's to Kuznetsov and Backstrom and Ovi, but then you go like TJ Oshie's making a 5.7 until 2025. Tom Wilson's still at 5.1 until 2024.
You might be looking at it wrong, Jesse. It's not that they didn't do anything; it's that they couldn't.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
What if? And I wonder. You know, we kept saying this about the Sharks. One day they're going to regret those deals. I think that's today and last year
for the Sharks.
Yeah. With the Caps, you wonder, one day, could it be? It doesn't seem as lopsided and weird as the Sharks deals did, but all the same, that is a lot of money. $54.5 million wrapped up in their forwards. That's almost the Ottawa Senators' entire roster, which has $58.5 million signed as of this recording.
Wow.
Good thing the forwards are good, though.
Yeah. Now, where do you have them finishing? Jesse.
One note before I give my prediction. I pray on everything that Ovi breaks Gretzky's record. I want it to happen. I think he deserves it. He's missed too many games due to things that are out of his control that I think he deserves the all-time goals record. And I have them finishing first in the division.
Steve Dangle.
You notice we didn't spend any time talking about Ovechkin because we're like, oh yeah, he's going to score 1 million goals.
Of course he is.
Like, his age isn't a thing. He's going to score 1 million goals. They're going to be good in the regular season, but I have them third.
How is Alex Ovechkin 36?
Yeah.
The deal he signed this year is buyout proof. It's a 35-plus deal.
He hasn't scored less than his age yet.
100%. And Alex Ovechkin, good point, and the Washington Capitals would be first in the Metro Division. But I could be wrong.